start. So we'll read the data from the files, right? So in order to, I'll create one more package here. Uh, okay. So here I'll create all the classes, Java class. First, I'll show you file. So file reading process. We have file input stream, right? File input stream class. And then we'll use buffered input stream. And then we'll use file reader, buffer reader. So file input stream demo. So file input stream, so demo will use. So first step is you should have a file first. So the file path you provide where the data is there. So first I'll declare some global variables, okay? So what are the global variables? Maybe I'll declare private static, because I'm going to use these variables under this static method. That's why I have to declare a static variable. Static file f equal to null. Initially, I'm declaring the file object as a null. Then same private static file input stream. It is all available in the java.io package. All file classes, file stream classes here, available input and output. So streams are available in java.io package. And fs equal to null. Okay. So this file class also, let's import. Yeah. So then we have a the file path, right? We need to provide the file path. Private static string file input path. File input path equal to. So you give the file where the file is. So maybe I'll show you one I stored in one of the locations. You store anywhere, it doesn't matter, but pass that file location. So Java programs, and see you have this data, right? So this has a data, some data, right? So I'm using this one. So that I will use. So give this path. This path you give. And the input dot complete path you have to give. So where is that file? You have to give that. And so you can give And now you create object. Okay, now you create object. For file class. So already you declared the file object on the top. Again, you don't need to write class name, reference variable. You don't need to write again. Just use this reference variable. Okay. Just use that reference variable f equal to new file and give this file input path. The variable. I'm just passing that variable. That's it. See, I'm not writing here again. So class name reference variable equal to new class name, right? But I already declared globally here. So why we declared globally is I want to show you object you can declare as a null. That means this file initially doesn't have anything. Now I am passing the value here in the 14th line. Same way for the FAS also. So FAS equal to new file input stream and pass file object. That's it. So it is throwing see that it is throwing surround with a try catch block. So you can surround with a try catch block because it is going to throw an exception. So I'm surrounding with an exception block. And this also I'm removing and I'll write e.print stack trace. So finally block I'm using to close this stream. So fs dot close method. That's how another thing is you can close the files using add exception to the method signature. So because it is going to add. So the main method throws IO exception. The throws keyword also you are getting here. So try catch blocks you are using. Throws declaration we are doing. Now let's do here. I want to read, right? So as I mentioned, file input stream will read the byte data. Byte data means integer data. So int I equal to 0 while I is equal to fas dot read method. You have to use a read method is not equal to -1. That means last line until last line you can so consider that -1 means last line. So what it is saying, I'm reading the data from this file and storing in this variable, the byte data. Until when? Until the last line. -1 means last line, no data. So last line you read and then, so that I you can print I means it's a byte data. Byte data I cannot print, right? Then you can use a character. You convert the byte into character. So integer into character. So how can you convert the integer into character? Char. So C equal to, if you write I, so it will throw an error, right? You have to typecast it. Cast. So you cast it. See, it is showing here very clear. So just do that. That's it. Now you got the character of that integer. Then you can print all the characters, whatever you want. So system dot out dot println. So that's C character. So first I need to print one by one character, right? This will read one by one character, this one. That's why I need to use print method and I will append that data. So that's it. So it will append the data one by one character and prints it. So loop, right? In the loop, first one character will come, next to another character. It will frame like that. So how the file is there, same way it will print in the console also. So let's go and run this program. So you can click on this green button. See all the data, it will read to your program. From file to program, you are reading. Cannot find the file specified. See, okay, let me give you this backward slash, forward slash. Sometimes forward slash will help you. It is saying a file not found exception. So where is that? It's is there, right? C Java programs input.txt. It's there. But why it's saying it's not there? So you got a file not found exception because it's saying, oh, txt.
X is there at the
X.
column.
Yeah, extra. So that's what, if you give a wrong and automatically you are getting a file not found exception. That's good. We got another exception. See this file not found. So you got a, this try block. This was not able to find that. That's why you got a exception here, and that's why it turned into catch block. So then FAS also will execute. So that's why resources won't waste. And so this finally block will execute. This will clean up. So objects are not there. Now let's execute again after correcting. See, this is the file data, right? So this is the, so all the data it has written. So you read from the file to your program. So this is how to read the data to the program using read method. You are doing that. So let's do the same thing with buffered input stream. Okay, so I'll just copy this same class and I'll paste it here. So I'll just change buffered input stream. Okay, buffered input stream demo. Select this. But in the buffered input stream, you have to create object for buffered input stream class. Just create private static buffered input stream. So BAS equal to null. So here, and you have to create object extra one line. That's it. So BAS equal to new buffered input stream. So on the top only. So and pass the FAS object here. And while now the data reach to BAS, now you have to read from BAS, not from FAS. So BAS you here. That's it. That's the only change. Remaining code is very fast. Okay, so let's execute this. See, this also going to read. See, this very faster than the beginning one. So basically, the buffering is obviously it's going to be very fast. It will increase the performance if you have more data in the files. Better to use buffered input stream instead of file input stream. Okay. Yeah. So now, are you clear on this? See, try catch blocks again. You are getting try catch finally blocks. And throws keyword. I have an exception. So throws is in the method signature line. So try catch is inside the method you will use. Any questions?
We can upload. We can pass the file for any extension, isn't it?
Any
Dot.
extension, any doc also.
Okay.
So I'll show you that any kind of file. That's what I mentioned in the diagram. Any kind of file. So this is the process.
But why we are doing that file uploading here? File handling.
It's not uploading, right?
File handling, like what?
So you are giving where is the from which file you want to read the data. I'm specifying from this file, you read the data. So we are not uploading, right, anywhere.
No.
It's not uploading. Where you're seeing file uploading?
No. I sorry. It was not upload. My question was to what's the usage of this file reading?
Okay. Yeah. So what is the usage, right?
Yeah.
Where you will store your test data,
All in files.
right? In a Excel sheet or some JSON files or XML files, right?
Yeah.
How you can read that data to your programs? Then only you can use that data right here.
Yeah.
That purpose. That's a
Oh,
main use case. The use case is to read your test data. So maybe your data might be in the somewhere in the in your project, okay? As generally in the resources, okay? You will create the resources and from resources you will read, but you change that resource path here. That's it. And from that file you read the data. So for reading, how can you do that? This is the process. And then once you get here and use that in your test in your test cases, whatever the data you need. So that is the main use case. And I'll show you, but we have some in Selenium, we have Apache file libraries are there. Those Apache file libraries we can use to automate. So this Excel data, I'll show you there how to read Excel data, all those things. Okay, now let's see how to use a file reader concept. File reader and buffer reader, both I'll show you here. Sorry, we should not use already existing class. I'll change this file reader demo. Rename the file. So here also it will rename. Okay, so I took the main method. Again, procedure is same. So you want to read, right? Let me take this file path. I'll copy this. But only I'll change the file. So here, file reader. I'll just put FR. So import this class. So you're not using, remove this unused import statement. Otherwise it will complain. This IntelliJ will complain if you are not using any import, you have to clean up. So buffer reader. BR. So remove this. Okay. So now you have the file already. Let's do that. So F equal to new file new file. So specify the file input path. File path I need to give from which file you are reading. You have to clearly specify. Then same way fr equal to new file reader and pass the file object. So you can specify here surround with a, or you can do a surround with a see surround with a try catch block. I'm going to surround with a try catch block. So I'll use, so without this, e dot print stack trace. And let's use finally block also to close the connections. So I'm going to use br also, br equal to new buffer reader and pass the file reader object. File reader object. And from this br, you read the data. So br will read entire line. So you declare a string line, okay, equal to null. Initially, I'm declaring the local variable as a null. That means this line initially it is nothing is there. While so line equal to br dot read line method, use entire line it will read. So that's why you have to use read line method. When you use a buffer reader, make sure you use a is not null. So until last line only is going to have null, right? So, and this is giving some exception. Add that exception, unhandled exception, IO exception to your method signature. See, I'm going to add for main method signature. Throw runtime exception, it is asking one more it added, but I will do throws declaration. So yeah, fine. Even this also fine. Okay, I can keep that. So now you print the system dot out dot print entire line. You print it. So I'm printing entire line. So ln is fine for me. So line entire line you print it. That's it. That's the code only. So for reading, and you are using a read line method from because the entire line it will read because a buffer reader, right? A large chunk of data it will read. Entire line it will read this buffer reader. And that line I am printing every line it will iterate. Basically, that's what this is doing. And execute this code. See that? It's reading the entire data. So that is the how to read the data. And so if you're good, we can go for the writing the data. How to write, okay, so I'll show you from file to first you read and then write it to another file. You read from one file, write it to another file. That I will do one program. And then you can give the data. So to different files also how to write, I will show you that. So Word document, text files, and how to write the data, I'll show you that. So let's go and create one more program. File output stream, right? File output stream demo. So for this, I need again take main method. So for reading the data, I need this data. File input stream, I'll take this entire data I'll take. For reading, I'm going to use this. For writing, I need, right? For writing, what I need? File input stream, file output stream, private static file output stream. So file output stream class I need FOS equal to null. FOS equal to null. So FOS equal to null. Now, So here, see, this is the file output stream, FOS equal to null. Let's first read, okay? Let's, if you're reading process, you already know. Again, I'm repeating the same code. File input path, okay? But I want to write to the some file, right? So I have to give that file. So let me give that file also. Private static string. So which file you want to write? File output path. So file output path. So equal to C colon Java programs. In there itself I'm storing slash output dot txt. So make sure this file is not there, okay? If it is there, we'll delete, okay? Let's go and delete it if it is there. So it is there, I'm deleting. So these two I'm deleting. So now see, you don't have any output file path files, right? So I don't have any output file that I'm going to create now. How to create this file on the fly, you need to create. So that also will do one thing. Let me, so create that file, right? So let's create file f1 equal to new file. So I'm specifying file output path. So this object is for reading, and this object is f1 object is for this output file path it will represent. So if file doesn't exist, if f1 doesn't exist, so exist method is there. So in this exist method doesn't put negation, okay? If it is not there, create that file. So f1 dot create new file. That's it. So create new file. So add try catch blocks. So if you want, add this try catch blocks. A dot print stack trace method I'm using. So if file is not there, I'm just creating that file. Okay. Now, so this one, right? After this, I'll start. First, you read the data. Read the data. So fs equal to new file input stream. So f dot get absolute file. Get absolute file is there. So you can get the absolute file. It will get the that one. So you can surround with the try catch blocks. And again, here I'm using e dot print stack trace. And same, I will create object for file output stream also. FOS equal to new file output stream. I'll refer this F1, right? For reading F1, I need to use F1 dot get absolute file. Get absolute file. So now this is used for reading, and this reference is used for writing purpose. So, and first I'll read, okay? So int I equal to 0, and while, so I equal to fs dot read, fs dot read not equal to -1. So I have to mention not equal to, I will mention that. Wrap this on wrapper, put a negation, not -1. So you read, and maybe this is throwing some exception, unhandled exception. So add that exception otherwise. Okay, so this is also fine. So I read that and I need to convert that into character. Char C equal to so I, you can basically typecast it. And you can print that also for reading purpose as it is. So we should have saved the time by just writing old code and just include the C. Then our main intention is we need to write the data. So FOS dot write. Which data? That C you need to write. That's it. So now you can finally block inside. You can so close that FS dot close and FOS dot close. So these are throwing some unhandled exceptions. So add unhandled exceptions. That's it. So this is the entire code how to write reading and writing. Okay. So let's execute this. It will read and also write to this file. It will write to this file. It's done. See, reading is done. Now you go and check the file. See, output file is there, right? So see, same data in the output file also. So this is the data, right, in that. So we got same data here. Okay. And you can write it to any file. So suppose you want to write it to a doc file. So let me write for a doc file also. I'll use a buffered output stream. You can use buffered output stream. So with the buffered output stream, I'll show you. So take this entire thing, copy this. I'll put a buffered output stream. Just you will add all the buffered related classes. So private, static, buffered, input stream. So BA is equal to null. And again, here I'm writing private, static, buffered, output stream. Buffered output stream class. So BOS equal to null. So BOS equal to null. So that's a buffered output stream concept. So now what you need to do extra, I'll change this, okay? DOC, doc file, right? I am creating a doc file. So output dot doc, docx, right? Whatever doc or docx, it's up to you what category you want. Is everything same here? So only extra is you have to add here BAS equal to new buffered input stream. So pass that FAS object. And same here. So BOS equal to new buffered output stream FOS object. So from here you have to read from BAS, not from FAS, because this data will come to here. Now you need to use while writing BOS. So BOS you have to use. So while using this buffer, you have to use a flush method also. So BOS dot flush. So that's one thing extra you have to write. So otherwise we are good. Thing, right? So we are good. So until you don't have any red marks here, we are good. So this is all about. It will write to the doc file now. So let's execute this. See, done. You go and see here, the file is created, new file. See, doc file. See, this is the data, right? So this is how to write the data to any file, any kind of file you can write. So you're just using a write method. That's it. For reading, read method. For writing, write method you're using. So that will take care. And flush method is mandatory if you're using a buffering concept. Okay, so the last one program is there. So it is, yeah, 1 minute is there, but let's get started. So last one, file writer and buffer writer. So I will supply the data from, now we are reading from the file, right? From this file you are reading and writing to this file. Now I will give a input in my program, the data is there. That I want to write it to a file. How can you do that? So that's another scenario. Let's join back and we'll finish that small program, and also one more, how to list in a particular directory, all the subdirectories and files, how to list. I'll show you that also. Okay. Those two programs we will do, we'll finish. So file handling will be over. Next week we can start the string handling concept. Okay.